Hey there, I'm Mastin Kipp, best-selling author and life interventionist, and welcome to Power and Purpose. Today, I want to have a pep talk with you about your standards. A long time ago, back in 2008 or 9, I wrote a quote on the Daily Love on my Twitter account that said this: what you put up with, you end up with. What you put up with, you end up with. And I wrote that because at the time, I was going through this big sort of breakup in a business partnership, and I felt so betrayed in the moment, and I was wondering, why did this happen to me? And I realized that for a long period of time, I was tolerating a relationship that wasn't serving or nurturing me, and that this betrayal, this sadness, this outcome was a result of my standards. And here's what I want to share with you today. You know, Tony Robbins says that the quality of your life is the quality of your standards, and to get a higher quality life, you must raise your standards. And I know that's a simple idea, Mastin, raise my standards, but it's so true. And I'm gonna share something with you right now that might be a little triggering or direct, but I wanna have a very direct conversation with you. I wanna tell you the truth because I don't want to just sit here and pump you up with a bunch of spiritual knowledge that sounds good, but it's not actionable. I wanna have a true conversation with you so that we can move forward in your life and you can start living the life that you really wanna be living. So here's what's true. Everything in your life right now, whether it's your body or your finances or your relationship or your job or your business or whatever it might be, your family relationships, everything in your life right now is a direct reflection of your standards, what you must have, not what you should have, what you must have. And so if we want to move you forward to step into greater financial abundance or a healthier body or more loving relationships or a successful business or whatever it might be, more flexibility, right? Then we have to start to raise your standards of what you must have in your life, as Tony says. Tony talks about trading your shoulds for your musts. And we want to make what you should have. I should be making more money. I should be more flexible. I should be in better shape, whatever it might be. Those have to become your new musts. You have to raise your standards and have this opportunity to really step into the life that you want to be living. And here's what's true. Many times you'll go as far as your current peer group or soul tribe or people that you spend the most amount of time with. If you want to look at how far you're going to go in life, look at the 5 or 10 people you spend the most amount of time with. This is no judgment. This is not to say that you're better or worse than they are. It's just a reality check that we go as far as our peer group. And so when I first heard this idea, I looked at my peer group and I said, oh my gosh, I think I need to get some new peer group here. Not because I'm holier than thou or better, but because I wanted more from my life. I wanted more love, more abundance, more finances, more success. I wanted to go to that next level. And so I sought out a new peer group. It doesn't mean that my old friends aren't my friends. Of course, they're still my friends. But I've been intentional about surrounding myself with people who are further along than I am, who are reciprocal in nature, who like to give and receive. So I'm not just giving, and never getting anything back. There's a reciprocal nature to the relationships that I'm in today, professional, personal, otherwise. And so if you want to go to the next level in your life, you got to raise your standards. What are your new standards in your relationship? What will you no longer tolerate? What about your body, your food choices? What will you no longer tolerate? What's your new standards for your health and fitness? What are your new financial standards for yourself and for your family? How can you become more and raise your standards so that you have a higher quality of life for yourself and those that you love? Look at every area of your life and ask yourself, what are my standards going to be from now on, and what will I no longer tolerate? This can be very sobering, it can be very direct, it can be very scary. So you might need some support around that in forms of a mentorship or a new soul tribe or a new peer group. Seek those people out. Successful people or people who are going to support you or people who are further along than you, chances are they're not going to come to your door and knock and say, hey, I heard you want to raise your standards today, how can I help? You got to seek those people out. And you gotta be intentional about placing yourself into environments of success where you can add value and really pour into other people and they can pour into you too. You can learn and you can grow. So what you put up with is what you end up with. How can you raise your standards for yourself today? As always, if you're loving this stuff, if you think this is an inspiring message, first of all, thank you. And I would encourage you to head on over to mastinkipp.com, enter your name and email address, come into my world. I'm gonna send you all kinds of amazing information, podcasts, inspiring, talks like this, information about our seminars and retreats all over the world. It's just a really great community of people who are in our community. So we'd love for you to join us over on mastinkipp.com. But as always, my biggest intention, my prayer for this Power and Purpose series is that you get out there, take action, and make it real. We'll see you real soon.